as well. This is where you can get the best of what we do and the best of us. Right now, though, moments in current affairs. Let's check out what's happening.
This is KNR Radio, according to you.
Sad to report, a High Court judge has ordered Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula and the Eastern Cape Transport MEC Xolile Edmund Ngata to take steps to ensure effective measures are put in place to provide safety and security for long-distance bus drivers and passengers. However, Mbalula has filed an appeal against the court order. In just over a week, the mass holiday exodus from the Western Cape, particularly to the Eastern Cape, is expected to begin. Passengers on Inter-Cape buses have been urged to exercise caution because National Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula has not implemented an action plan to protect coaches on this dangerous road. This comes in the aftermath of an attack by gunmen on an Inter-Cape bus at the weekend. The police confirmed that the incident happened around 5 p.m. on Saturday. The bus driver was shot and injured while driving on the N2 near Borchard's Quarry. According to police spokesperson Andre Tout, the wounded driver was able to drive the bus to Cape Town, where he was treated for his injury. 2 passengers on the bus were unharmed. Intercape did not want to comment, but urged the law enforcement to act quickly to apprehend and prosecute the perpetrators of the attack. There is, however, a High Court judgment in place ordering Mbalula and the Eastern Cape MEC for Transport to take steps to ensure reasonable and effective measures are put in place to provide for the safety and security of long-distance bus drivers and their passengers. A man convicted on a host of charges received an early Christmas present when the Supreme Court of Appeal overturned his convictions and subsequent life imprisonment sentence due to shoddy police investigations and poor prosecution. 5 judges of the Supreme Court emphasized the good police work coupled with dedication from the prosecution was vital to ensure the crime was curbed in the country. Sadly, what follows is a model of a very opposite and depicts a picture of a matter that was badly investigated and badly prosecuted, the court said. The court found that Zwelithini Zondi accused the opening of a fire at taxi operators, killing 2, and should receive the benefit of the doubt as the arms of the law did not properly investigate his case. Zondi turned to the Supreme Court of Appeal after his conviction on 2 charges of murder and 3 of attempted murder and his subsequent life sentence by the High Court sitting in Johannesburg. He claimed he was convicted despite the alibi that he offered that he was at home with his girlfriend. That story is still unfolding as we speak. The Economic Freedom Fighters leader, Julius Malema, addressed the media on Monday, saying that he called for the arrest of the deputy of President Cyril Ramaphosa over the controversial Phala saga. DD is our deputy president as we speak, said Malema, adding that Mabuza was likely to become the president on Christmas Day. Now, Malema says that we'll be eating beetroots when Deputy President Mabuza will then be our new president, according to his observations, given everything that's going on with the saga at hand. And we all know, the Phala saga is deep on the tongues of people as we continue to talk about this developing story. After nearly 3 years, Sudanese businessman Mustafa Mohammed Ibrahim Hazim is yet to collect the buffaloes he paid cash for at Phala. While many discrepancies have come under the spotlight for the Section 89 report into the Phala robbery, President Cyril Ramaphosa has maintained that the foreign currency stolen from the farm and the sale of the hunting of the game on his wild farm, given reasons for the foreign currency found at the residence, Ramaphosa submitted in an answering affidavit that Hazim came to the farm on December 25th, 2019, where the cash transaction took place. But more questions were raised with regard to the invoice for the sale. The president has furnished us with an acknowledgement of receipt, MCR 179, as proof of the source of the foreign currency that was stolen. While we accept that this document is what it purports to be, there are a number of difficulties with this document which stand in our way of accepting it as conclusive evidence of the sale. First, other than the names of Messieurs Hazim and Ndlovu, no particulars of these individuals are provided, such as their passport or identity document numbers. Nor does the MCR1 reflect the address of the buyer. Mr. Hazim is said to be a Sudanese businessman, yet no particulars are given of the business or the businesses he is involved in, and the address where he conducts a business from, or any particulars that will enable anyone wishing to identify him or establish his whereabouts, the report read. As the African National Congress National Executive Committee meets over President Cyril Ramaphosa's future, some party members in Gauteng were unhappy with the acting Secretary General Paul Mashatile for seemingly not standing by the president. Ramaphosa's supporters picketed outside Nasrec in Johannesburg yesterday. The protesters labeled Mashatile as a self-serving politician. Parliament's Section 89 panel found that Ramaphosa might have committed impeachable offenses in relation to the theft of foreign currency at his Limpopo farm in 2020. One of Ramaphosa's supporters, Maruping Serakwana, who said he was disappointed in Mashatile's uncertainty on who he supported ahead of the ANC's 55th National Elective Conference in December. We are saying Mashatile is a sellout because of Mashatile. It's now acting outside of the corrective. He further told Eyewitness News that Mashatile's dream of being a big party president were leading him astray. Mashatile is one of those who connive with those who want to collapse this country for his selfish interests, for him to become president, another person said. The ANC NEC was still in session as leaders of the party discussed Ramaphosa's future in the office on Monday. 29 minutes now after 9 a.m. as we continue with the Phala Phala saga regarding our president, Cyril Ramaphosa. President Cyril Ramaphosa has challenged the admissibility of evidence brought against the Section 89 panel that has found that he has an impeachment case to answer to regarding the Phala Phala saga. The president is taking on the report on review, which The president is taking the report on review, which found that he may have violated the Constitution and anti-corruption laws. He may have done so by failing to report the theft of millions in currency from his Limpopo farm. The three-member panel, led by the former Chief Justice Sandile Ngcobo, were also found that there was prima facie evidence that there was a deliberate intention not to investigate the crime. However, the farm which happened openly. In a detailed review application, President Cyril Ramaphosa did not dispute the contents of the Namibian police report and the audio clip used to make the findings against him, but instead questioned the admissibility, saying that if the report was confidential, then nobody besides the Namibian police was entitled to distribute it. In the recording, an interrogation of the suspects can be heard where they claim to have taken out about $800,000, which is more than about $800,000, which is more than the $580,000 alleged by the president. President Ramaphosa his foes outside, in and outside of the ANC can forget about winning their battle against him in Parliament for now, they say. The motion to debate seems set to be dead in the water even before the first ballot is cast, after yesterday's party announced that it will instruct its members to vote against the impeachment process. As many as 100 ANC members in Parliament would have to be absent or go against the party line. In all, other MPs would have to go with the motion in order for it to succeed. ANC Treasurer General Paul Mashatile yesterday announced that the party would instruct all of its members to vote against the motion to set up the process that could conclude with an impeachment process against President Ramaphosa. "28 minutes now before 10 a.m. A woman who was on the verge of marrying Brutus Malada says she was shocked when she came across pictures of him tying the knot with the Joburg mayor Mpho Phalatse on social media. Ntaka Chifaro said Malada had paid lobola for her last year. She said she moved out of the home in Sandton, Johannesburg, in September, and she suspected there was another woman in his life. However, the Sowetan has learned that, according to Malada's version, he never paid lobola but had given Chifaro's family 5,000 for ivulamlomo, which is icebreaker between families of the bride and groom-to-be. Malada, an Action SA member, married Palatsi at the weekend. Pictures of the newlyweds began trending on social media, and Chifaro, a businesswoman, said she got sick. She got the shock of her life when her friends forwarded them to her.
We are extraterrestrial. We are KNR.
Finally, and further afield in our beautiful continent, rail service in Nigeria's capital city resumed yesterday, 8 months after the assailants attacked a train with explosives and gunfire, killing 7 people and abducting dozens of passengers. Only a handful of passengers and armed security personnel were aboard the first trip from Abuja to neighboring Kaduna State. Coming early this morning, I actually want to observe what is happening. Just like 30 minutes after my arrival, we saw a team of military men with 2 armored tankers and other vehicles, about 5 of them parading all the places. So I said, this is what I'm actually expecting for the federal government to do. No fear at all. I mean, life is about risk. So every day we wake up and we already know that we're born into risks and we just have to take it as life happens. Authorities have blamed the brazen attack in March on armed men or armed group who have kidnapped people for ransom in northwest Nigeria. The military is battling a 13-year jihadist insurgency in the northeast, criminal militias in the northwest, and separatist tensions in the country's southeast.
We are extraterrestrial. We are KNR.
And now, South African music at its best.
On KNR.